F1 on this day, part 2. So today is the 11th of February. So two things happened on this day in Formula 1 history, and that was in 1934, John Surtees, former F1 champion, was born, and in 1975, the Brazilian Grand Prix was held at Interlagos. So I'm going to talk about both of them. So John Surtees was born in 1934, like I said. He started racing when he was in his teens, went into motorbike racing, won 4 championships there in his 20s, and then he joined Formula 1, driving for Lola and Lotus. Then he moved to Ferrari, took his first Grand Prix win in 1963, took his first and only championship in 1964, and then his career slowly went a bit downhill, and he retired in the mid-70s, early 70s, and he owned the Surtees team. Then he had children. Unfortunately, one of his children passed away in a racing accident at Brands Hatch, and he passed away in 2017 in his early 80s. But yeah, he won 6 Grand Prix. He was a very, very good driver. I mean, if you beat Lorenzo Bandini in the same car and beat Jim Clark and Graham Hill in a championship, then you got to be good then, right? And then the second moment, like I said, Brazilian Grand Prix 1975. So that was the only ever win for Jose Carlos Pache. So back then, the Brazilian Grand Prix was at a track that was known as just Interlagos. Now it is known as the Autodrome Jose Carlos Pache because of Jose Carlos Pache. He wasn't the first Brazilian winner at Interlagos. In fact, the first year Interlagos held a Formula 1 race was 1973, and that race was won by Emerson Fittipaldi, who was a native of Sao Paulo, funnily enough. Pache took his only F1 win in Brazil. He was a very, very quick driver. He drove for teams like Brabham, what was then known as Frank Williams Racing Cars, and the guy who obviously founded them was Frank Williams. He ended up founding Williams, who became one of F1's most successful teams, as many of you might know. So after 1970, this race happened, he didn't have much luck. The cars he drove weren't incredibly quick or reliable, so he didn't take another win, like I said. And sadly, in 1977, he passed away in a plane crash. And 2 years previously, funnily enough, in 1975, another really good driver called Graham Hill lost his life in a plane accident. There was a lot of plane accidents back in the 70s. But yeah, he was a very, very good driver, Jose Carlos Pache. Had a lot of talent, very underrated, and on his day, one of the best drivers of his generation, I reckon. And like I said, he was very good. I mean, his name was Jose Carlos Pache, P-A-C-E, so he must be quick, right? But yeah, in all seriousness, rest in peace, Jose Carlos Pache. A career taken way too soon. He was only 32 years old when he passed away in that plane crash. And, you know, who knows what would have happened if that accident hadn't happened. Maybe he would have won a title with Brabham. Maybe he would have moved teams. Who knows? But yeah. So today, John Surtees' birthday and the 1975 Brazilian Grand Prix, which was won by home hero Jose Carlos Pache. Thank you for watching. This has been part 2 of F1 on this day. Part 3 will be in a couple of days' time.